Okay, I'll call the meeting to order.
Councilman Munger,
Present.
Councilman Cardini,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Present.
Councilwoman Martin, pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, once again, I want to apologize for starting a little bit late. Got a few other things to discuss downstairs. Item number 1 under regular business, we have the correction adoption of minutes. Councilman Munger, please.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. Yes, I had an opportunity to review the minute meetings from our April 18th meeting and see no errors or omissions, and would like to make a motion for them to be approved.
I'll second.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Cardini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 2 under regular business, we have the consideration of all fund bills. Councilman Munger, once again.
Thank you again, Supervisor Keating. I have also had an opportunity to audit the bills, and at this time would like to make a motion to pay all fund bills in the totaling amount of $33,598.55.
I'll second.
Councilman Munger,
Yes.
Councilman Cardini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 3 under correspondence, we have the Boston Emergency Squad appointments. Councilman Martin.
Thank you, Supervisor. On March 14th, the Boston Emergency Squad had their meeting and approved the following membership: Ryan Schwanz, Dominic Romano, Emily Wykowski, Allison Meisner, and Brian Meslovic. The applications have been received and filed, and congratulations to the members.
Okay, moving on to new business, item number 4. So number 1, we have a request from the floor. I'll open up the floor. We have a 3-minute time limit. Please come up to the microphone, state your name and your address, please.
Keith Kashubek, 5550 Maple Grove Drive, Town of Boston, New York. On behalf of the citizens of the Town of Boston, I would like to publicly thank Highway Superintendent Telak and the men of the Highway Department for their hard work. Once again, they've got us through another winter by keeping our homes and businesses accessible. When it comes to plowing, it's no problem. I would also like to thank them for the recent town-wide brush pickup that they're working on. Mr. Supervisor, how many square miles is the Town of Boston?
How many square miles?
Yes.
36 square miles.
Okay. Their amazing work covers 36 square miles of property. Years ago, I am proud to say, my father worked part-time on the highway crew, so I know the history. Over the years, the crew has been reduced to only 6 men. The majority are at least as old as I am. I don't know what you're paying them, but whatever it is, it isn't enough. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you.
Mitch Martin from Senator Pat Gallivan's office. Just wanted to let everybody know that tomorrow the Senator is hosting a small business summit in Springville at the Springville Country Club. It's free. It's 7:30 check-in, 8 o'clock start. The Senator will talk about things that he's doing in Albany to help small businesses. And then Frank Switek will speak on Six Sigma and strategic planning for your business. And then afterward, from 9:30 to 10, we'll have some networking, so if you would like to talk to the Senator, he will be available. That's all I have.
Thanks. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. I'll close the floor. Item number 2 under new business. Item number 2 under new business. Councilman Cardini.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We have a few from the Boston Youth Soccer League. First is an application of use of town meeting facility. This is for a coaches meeting on this is on, the date requested is July 26th, 7 p.m. for a coaches meeting. It's in the town community room. They do not require the kitchen facility. I make a motion, we accept this application of use for a meeting.
I second. Councilman Munger.
Looks like we should add, there's an additional date of 10/18 on here also. But with that edit, yes.
2018 May.
It does, yeah.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes, with that correction, please.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have another application for use of town meeting facility, again for the Boston Youth Soccer League for their referee meeting. This will be on August 2nd at 6 p.m. in the town hall community room without the kitchen. I make a motion that we accept this.
I'll second that.
Councilman Munger.
Yes.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have an application for use of facility. This is again by the Boston Youth Soccer League. And this is for the day requested 5/26 and 6/23 from 10 to 2. This is for soccer registration at the Boston Town Park and the Lions Shelter.
I'll second that.
Councilman Munger.
Yes.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We've got another application of use facility from the Boston Youth Soccer League for soccer games. This is, the date covers the dates requested of July 10th through October 13th at 5:45 on the soccer fields. They're asking for use of Boston Town Park, bathroom facilities and town fields, as well as the North Boston Park. I make a motion, we accept this.
I'll second.
Councilman Munger.
Yes.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And finally, we have one final application from the Boston Youth Soccer League for their end-of-season picnic. They're requesting the date of October 13th at 9 a.m. They're going to take down at 6 p.m. and they're requesting the Town Hall Community Room, the Boston Town Park, the Lions Shelter, and the bathroom facilities. I make a motion, we accept this as well.
I second.
Councilman Munger.
Yes.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, so that took care of items number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's good to see people using our town parks. They do a great job. Our parks department does a great job for these folks. So moving on to item number 7 under new business, we have an application for use of facility for the Boston Patriots Little Football. Councilwoman Lukacek.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. The Boston Patriots Little Loop Football would like to request the use of the Boston Town Park, the bathroom facilities and the fields from May 1st through November 3rd, 2018. Make a motion to approve the application for use of the facilities.
I'll second.
Councilman Munger.
Yes.
Councilman Cardini.
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 5 under old business, we don't have any old business, so I'll move on to reports and presentations. Town Clerk?
Okay, thank you. Plans for the Town of Boston Memorial Day Parade and Program are underway, and that will take place on Memorial Day at 1 p.m. There will be more information to follow with a flyer and hopefully a printing in the penny saver as this becomes closer. That's all I have.
Yeah, we'll make sure that gets out on the town website, town Facebook page, so public can see that information as well, in addition to the penny saver. All right, Councilwoman Martin, do you have anything to add?
I do. I attended the fire chief's meeting in Councilman Cardicini's absence. A couple things that were brought up. The fire advisory board is looking for 5 new board members, if anybody's interested. And they are holding a memorial breakfast on May 20th at 8 a.m.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Lukashev?
Yes, thank you. The Code Review Committee meeting is coming up for May 15th, Tuesday at 7:30 at night. That's all I have.
All right. Councilman Cardicini?
I attended a meeting with Drescher and Malecki, with Supervisor Keating and our Recreation Director Tony Ziniak to go over new financial policies and procedures. This will drastically update and improve our record keeping and how we take money. And the Conservative Advisory Council is holding their annual fishing derby on May 12th from 10 a.m. to noon. Registration starts at 9:30 at the Lion Shelter. Please bring your own fishing equipment, bait and tackle. Barbless hooks are required, and it is open to children 15 years and younger. Hope to see some people out.
All right, thank you. Councilman Munder?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have been in contact with our current waste management company and talking with them in regards to the contracts that are coming up. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the meeting that I had set up with our town clerk, so we are going to reschedule that in regards to the waste management, or the solid waste contracts. And Supervisor Keating and I have a meeting coming up this Friday so that we can address some drainage issues within the town. And that's all at this point.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the town, do you have anything tonight?
I'll just remind the board and the public that there are 2 public hearings scheduled for May 16th on 2 different local laws. One amending or extending a real property tax exemption for Cold War veterans, and one with respect to a property tax matter for alternate energy systems.
Okay. All right, thank you. Highway Superintendent?
Yes, thank you. As we talked in the past meetings, the town highway department is in desperate need of a new plow truck. We got prices and bids on trucks. New 4-wheel drive plow truck's approximately $244,000. And I'd like the board to vote on the approval to purchase this truck. I just got to get the town attorney some verbiage on which contract it's coming through. So I'd like the town to vote on that, the approval to start purchasing it. If we vote on it now and get it ordered, it still probably won't be here for, I don't even know if it'll be here for the whole season of the upcoming year. So we got to get going on this.
Yeah, we just need to draft up the resolution with the statement information, is that correct?
Yeah, I would like to review the state contract just to make sure it's all.
Okay. Yeah, so we can have that all together.
About it.
Yeah, so we can get that all together for the next meeting for you.
So can we vote on that, or do you got to wait till the next meeting?
Well, we need the specifics to go out on the state bid, so, you know, the public can actually see, you know, how the money's being spent. That's all part of the procurement policy.
Okay, other than that, brush pickup's still going on. We started the May pickup. May, we pick up every street one time. So we picked up your street yesterday, today. We probably won't be back around till fall, September and October. So we got 4 guys out on the brush pickup. This year it costs a tremendous amount of money because of the amount of brush. We started in the middle of March after the big snowstorm. We picked up the whole month of April and we're still out picking up brush now. We got lots of wood chips available, so anybody in the town that wants to fill out a sheet for wood chips, we definitely have wood chips. Other than that, the highway department, the one highway worker used our blacktop roller. We rolled all the baseball fields at the town park here. It really does a good job on that. And again, I'd like to ask the board to, we need a larger shop, addition on the back for a shop, or we need a cold storage building, so we got to start planning ahead for that too. So not a lot of money in the budget, but we just definitely need more room for our equipment. Other than that, I think that's all I have tonight.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, so, yeah, I guess the one thing I'll start off with is, if you haven't seen it out on Facebook, last Friday, the Erie County Executive, Erie County Commissioner Bill Geary, Deputy Commissioner Charlie Sickler, and we sat down to discuss the roads. If you haven't seen my information that I've had out, whether it's the news, the press, the radio, etc., we all are aware of the conditions of the county roads. Zimmerman obviously is one of many that are bad, but Zimmerman is a little, just under six miles long. Anybody that travels Zimmerman certainly knows the condition of Zimmerman Road. I travel it every day, can certainly attest to how bad Zimmerman is. And what the county, so here's the number. I'll start off with the raw data first. Erie County has 2,100 miles of roads. So to put that in perspective, if you were to take that road and stretch out in a line, you're going to reach from one end of the United States to one coast to the next coast. One of the highest county road miles or lane miles of road that most counties actually even have. Town of Boston has 21 county roads. So when you start breaking it down, whether it's a mile-long road or if it's a 6 mile long road, they're all considered local roads by the county standard in the fact that most of these roads are not connecting roads from one municipality to another. What that means is that if you look at Zimmerman Road, it starts at 391 and it goes up to Brown Hill Road up by Fedek. So it doesn't connect the municipality. So it's considered a local road, which by definition of the county's standards, I will say it goes to a, I can say lesser priority, but it basically does not receive the attention of, let's say, a road that is up by, let's say, UB or up in Amherst, Williamsville, et cetera, that may connect to two different municipalities. If you followed me at all or heard it, my own personal experiences, I've lived here for 9 years. Zimmerman Road has never been technically touched, in my opinion, in the 9 years that I've lived here. So with that being said, when the county executive, myself, and the highway DPW staff had sat down, one of the things that they're offering to the town of Boston, which is why I wanted to bring it out and completely air it out and be transparent with the community, is there's a provision of highway law where a municipality can take back a road. It's done by a resolution, the town board votes on it, it can be taken back. However, my contingency is I'm not taking back, at least my own personal opinion, I'm not speaking for anybody else on the board here. One of my stipulations and conditions is the fact that I'm not going to take back a road that's in disrepair. It's not fair to the taxpayer, it's not fair to take on that tax burden. That was explicitly clear. One of the things I recommended, that all roads are governed by a federal system. It goes on a scale of 1 to 10, and that system, I would like to have that particular grade of road at least a 6 or 7 before I even bring anything to the town board, have a discussion to consider taking it back. That 6 or 7 standard would be essentially a full engineering report that the town board can see, the town attorney, the town highway superintendent. We can all look at it, and essentially that engineering report would be crystal clear as to what the work is going to be performed. We would have a clear vision of where we would be moving forward if we so choose to do so. And then the board would just potentially vote on taking back that road. County Executive Poloncarz had said that if we are willing to explore that option, that he would begin looking for the funds to complete Zimmerman Road in its entirety this year. At the latest next year, but he is pushing for this year. I had Commissioner Bill Geary and Deputy Commissioner Charlie Sickler both there. We're all in agreement on this at this point. And I said it's not a decision for me to make. I wanted to relay this information to the community. So again, it's your tax dollar. It's our, as a town board, it's our job to be the stewards of your tax dollar. So I wanted to see how the public felt about it first, kind of give the board the opportunity to hear what the public has to say, receive opinions, and then from there, do our jobs. So with that being said, that is an option. I know there's 20 other roads, since we have 21 roads, there's 20 other roads in our town that need to be fixed. Again, just by sheer numbers, when you're looking at a mill and fill, you're looking at roughly $500,000 for a mill and fill. And for those that aren't aware of what a mill and fill is, that's where they come in, they grind down, which you probably saw if anybody traveled up by Chestnut Ridge 3-4 years ago. Can't remember the exact date range. But when they did the mill, they milled the roads down and they put in new asphalt. That's a 3-inch mill and fill. that will get, that'll get you life expectancy of, let's say, 10 to 12 years. A rehabilitation project is where the substrate, or what's underneath the asphalt, needs to be ripped out as the asphalt, new substrate put down. There's the whole science and theory process to this. But then that is something that may need to be explored, let's say on Back Creek Road. Obviously, we all know that Back Creek Road has received quite a bit of attention in our community. We've got the slide down by Mill Street, my list goes on and on. So Zimmerman Road is what's up for discussion, at least with the county at this stage of the game. They are willing to, at least at this point, it is on their radar to pave from Boston State Road to Shiro. However, if the community and the board and everybody is on the same page here, and we decide to consider taking back a county road and bring it back into the town of Boston, for the town of Boston to maintain. The reason why Zimmerman Road is coming up as a topic is because of the amount of traffic that's on it. So if anybody happens to question why Zimmerman Road, not other roads, it sadly, again, like you've heard from the county executive, it comes down to a traffic count. You're looking at the amount of vehicles that travel on those roads. There's only so many dollars that go into the budget, no different than our town budget. There's only so many dollars that go in, let's say, brush pickup, like the highway superintendent just explained, there's only so many dollars there, there's so many dollars for each department. The county works the same way. They have X amount of dollars to work on county roads, they have to service 2,100 miles of roads. We have 21 of them, and now it's just a matter of how do we split them, that cost and that expense. We all pay taxes, I totally understand that, but that is where we're at this stage of the game. So, I'll be happy to open up the floor if anybody wants to say anything. Please feel free to come on to the microphone. I'm all ears.
I just had a quick question. You said that they're in agreement that they'd be willing to try to come up with the funds to pave Zimmerman from Brown Hill to 391.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that before or after we take it over?
That's all before.
Okay.
So
We're not going to take it over and they're going to pay us to pave it?
So it is a hypothetical. This is, this is not how it would this is not happening at the moment, but as a hypothetical, how this would play out is that if this is something that the committee is willing to explore, and it would be a discussion that the board would have, the board would sit down and request the information from the county. The county would then perform their engineering reports. Those engineering reports would then come back based off of my stipulation or contingency, if you will, on that said agreement, that we would have a clear picture of what would be done to that road, Zimmerman Road, and then from there, we would vote on that as a board based off of, again, public input. I want to be completely transparent on this because this is something that hasn't happened in our community and from what I can see, many years, if at all. And again, it's money. I'm well aware and cognizant of the fact that if we take a road back, that there's going to be there's going to be an expense associated with that. Totally understand. Again, that's taken into consideration here. I'll try to reverse engineer that. So once that report comes out, we'll have an idea. Okay, they're going to fix the drainage. They're going to put in new asphalt for us. That road will be essentially at a grade 6, at a grade 6 or better. At a grade 6 or better standard. And then the way that the town currently chip seals, everybody's familiar with chip sealing, that is very similar to the fact that if anybody has an asphalt driveway, you see it sealed every couple of years. It's the same concept. Chip seal is essentially sealing that road. Anybody has ever driven down a county road? Doesn't happen. Let's be realistic. That's why the roads look the way they do. And you look at it, one of Mr. Delak's roads, it's a night and day difference. And our roads are older than the county roads in most cases. So if you again, as a hypothetical, on a paved road, if the life expectancy that the county is positioning that will be 10 to 15 years, if we chip seal, we could probably easily get 20 to 25 years, if not more, out of that road. With it being properly maintained, the ditches being cleaned out properly. So again, as anybody that's followed all of this, I've clearly and many times said that water's asphalt's worst enemy. It'll eat it, it'll literally eat it alive. So that is one of the other stipulations. I said, you need to fix the drainage issue. We live on two hills in a valley. So if you don't fix the drainage issues, there's really no point in taking the road back whatsoever because of the fact that, again, you look up at the top of Zimmerman Road, we had the flooding, and I guess I'll say on the record, it's part of my report, but kind of tying into this, there was a 5-gallon pail stuck in the culvert up at the top of Zimmerman Road. That's why Zimmerman Road was flooded up there. That was finally taken out. That'll be fixed. But again, these are all dollar amounts that need to really come into play before, I guess I'll say as a supervisor, before I even pass this along to the board, I was superintendent, everybody else for that matter, of how we're going to move forward. Because I have no intentions of placing, a large tax burden on a taxpayer. I mean, there's going to be some kind of dollar amount factored in because we are taking it back. But again, I guess I'd much rather have it acknowledged or some kind of an awareness of the amount of debt or financial exposure that the town is going to have versus walking in completely blind and not having a dollar amount associated with that. So that's what I have in regards to my, yes, sir.
The article I read in the paper, I thought paving the Zimmerman Road was like a done deal, they're already gonna do it.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true. So the article in the paper, and then what you heard on the news, they're paving this year, and it was on the press release that was out on the Erie County website right now as we speak. They will pave Zimmerman Road from 391 up to Shiro, but it's not in its entirety. That's where, I guess I'll say, but if you happen to see the Channel 4, Channel 7, or Channel 2 news segment, that's where legislator John Mills came out. We had a press conference at the bottom of Zimmerman by CBS. Stephen Mahayo, the Erie County Comptroller, came in only in the fact that a resident that lives off of Zimmerman had reached out to him. That's truly the only reason he was there. But he reached out to me as a courtesy to ask if it was okay if he could come out. I said absolutely. And that was our I hate to say target, but that was our focus of the whole press conference, is that we're only getting half a road. And I've been up by the conservation area. I've seen the flooding up there. I've seen the roads up there. I've said it before, I'll say it again in a public setting all day long. I really do think that the moon is smoother at this point in some areas.
I just have one comment.
Yes.
I've been on Zimmerman Road for 19 years.
Okay.
I've never had anything done to it. As far as the town taking it over,
Mhm.
I think that's a win-win, because from where I sit and where I drive, all the side streets that are taken by the town, especially in the wintertime, these streets are plowed to the pavement. The downside is, once you get off the street, you can't get down the hill. When I retired, I was driving part-time for Andrew School Car. I had to quit because I couldn't get to the garage in the morning because of the snow. And the company would actually call up the people on Zimmerman and tell them, you gotta bring your kids down to the CVS parking lot, and we'll pick them up, but we can't send buses up there. But as far as the town taking care of the roads, Shiro Road, probably the steepest road here in the middle of winter, you can ride up that thing on a bicycle.
Agreed.
I'm just so, if there's a cost involved, I'm sure the people will probably be willing to pay it.
And that's why I want to have this discussion, because again, you're the taxpayer, it's our job to be the steward of the taxpayer dollar, and I want to be transparent on this, because it's not a small undertaking by any means, and it's something that once we take it back, it's ours. But I do agree with you wholeheartedly. Our highway crew does, and I will say this all day long, they do the best job at our roads, hands down, bar none. And I mean, I've even had our highway guys, I guess I'll even say challenge certain work that was done in respect to how the quality of work that was done. So if we can make it our own and it's our tax dollar, if we can keep it local, keep jobs here local, in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, keep them local within the highway department, again, it's a win-win for the community, but that's my opinion, so, yes. Oh.
Talking about taking back some of the roads, I know I have an issue with Mayor Road, especially with the stop sign,
Yep.
because that's county road. I come off Highland, beautiful, I agree with him, town roads are perfect. There was an issue back a few years ago with the town trying to take back Mayor Road for plowing and services. Do we know if anything ever came of that?
The town never owned Mayor Road, it was always a county road. We used to plow it under contract with the
Right.
county, but after the county shorted us $5,000 on our payment is when we drew the line and said, we're not plowing your roads no more. So it was always a county road, which the town plowed for the county under contract, and they paid us at that time.
So you never got paid $5,000?
That's correct.
Correct. That is correct. So that's
That was just one of the issues. The other issue is the roads are in such terrible shape. If you ever try climbing Woolheater Road or some of these other roads, the condition of the roads, they just totally devastate our trucks. And we're always fixing springs and fixing this and fixing the plows because everything gets destroyed because of the condition of Back Creek Road, Woolheater Road, and several other roads that we used to plow for. And I think that's a great idea, taking over Zimmerman Road, but I don't know what the other people, there's 21 county roads in town. I don't know what the people on Woolheater Road is gonna think about, Zimmerman Road getting taken over by the town and their road isn't, so. there's a lot of things you gotta look at in this whole scenario.
I totally agree. And I will say for me personally, and everything I'm saying here, just once again for the record, this is coming from me. This has nothing to do with the board at this point. This is something that I've been working on. I agree. There's 21 roads in the town. If we don't do anything or we don't change, then we stay the par for the course.
There's nothing magic by what the town does versus the county. The only thing we do is we get the trucks out when it's snowing, and they're on the road, and they do a great job when you don't see county plows for hours. And it's not, there's no reason the county can't get plows out on the roads more than they do.
So the county, I have that information. Go ahead, sir.
You did mention the traffic counter
Yes.
going down. I'm sure every road has a certain amount of traffic,
Yes.
and they might not justify that road being fixed opposed to where the roads have all the traffic going on.
Right.
That's one way to look at it.
Mhm. Right. So going back to, to the roads, I guess this is kind of a two-part question, which is, I guess, a perfect segue between the two. So when you're looking at the county roads being plowed, to answer the question about the Mayor Road being plowed, yes, that was a past contract, that was handled by the past administration. There was money that was owed to the town. That's why the county roads are, I guess I'll say, maintained the way that they are at the current state. The county has a system which is actually soon to be a federal requirement. In some cases, it's already in place. It's also handled set up the same fashion with utility trucks and all, but there's a chipset that gets plugged into what's called the OBD port. I don't remember what that acronym stands for, I apologize. But the computer port that's on the truck, and the county can actually tell you through Verizon, it taps into the truck, they can tell you where that truck is, if the blade is up, the blade is down, the salt disc is spinning. By federal law, a diesel truck cannot idle for more than 4 minutes while sitting stationary. They have all of that data. So I mean, I hear what the highway superintendent is saying. When it comes down to them and their time schedule, again, the Erie County DPW commissioner and deputy commissioner has said 3 to 4 hours. They know based off of staffing, based off of money. If a truck comes through, let's say, I'll use Zimmerman Road as the example. We see it, if any one of us sees a truck on Zimmerman Road, truth be told, we'll probably not see another truck for another 3 to 4 hours. That is the truth. There's no other way to argue it. That's just the facts as they are. Non-political, it is what it is. They can track these trucks. They know where they are. They know what's going on. I personally don't agree with it, especially when we live here in the Boston Hills. When we get 2 inches of snow in an hour, you start doing the math. 2 inches of snow an hour, 4 hours. We've got some snow on the ground. Personal experience from my own. My daughter attends Boston Valley, which is one of the other things I've championed. I have personally called the Boston Valley over the past 3 years. I've called the Boston Valley principal. I've called Fisher Bus, and I've begged them not to put children on the buses because of the roads being bad. I have a full-size four-wheel drive pickup truck, and there's been times I have not been able to get up Zimmerman, even in four-wheel drive low. My tires spin. I hear what everybody's telling me. I do. That's one of the reasons obviously it's maybe a highly controversial topic. It may not be the most well-liked topic, but again, my thought process is if we don't do something, we're par for the course. We're going to continue down the same path. The roads will continue down where they are. I've seen it for 9 years.